Hi, this is Mark Lubers, WestBred Technical Product Manager for the Central Plains.
And I'm Andrew Blubaugh, Regional Commercial Manager for WestBred for the Central Plains.
And in this video, Andrew and I'll be highlighting the WestBred variety WB-Grainfield. Andrew, do you want to give a brief history about this variety?
Yeah, so WB-Grainfield is a 2012 release. It's got a broad adaptability. We see it from the Rocky Mountains to eastern Kansas, from Texas to the northern plains. It's been a great fit for the central region across Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, and actually was a #2 planted variety in Kansas last year. Mark, when you talk about Grainfield, what do you see it best fit for the acres in Kansas, and maybe some key agronomics?
Yeah, so for the Central Plains as a whole, like you said, it's broadly adapted, covers a lot of acres, kind of one of those go anywhere, go everywhere type variety. The interesting thing about Grainfield is those acres in the eastern part of our region, so kind of that McPherson, Salina, Kansas area, it actually acts more like a medium late maturing variety. And as you move it west into Colorado, it becomes more of an early maturing variety, which is kind of interesting because there's not a lot of variety options in that early maturity category. So, it's a good fit in terms of, some of the early summer heat that we can get, and this one will finish a little bit faster and kind of escape some of that heat. But some of the other characteristics that I really like about this variety, it's got excellent seedling vigor, so if you're in a high crop residue situation, it'll push through that. High tillering, it's got very good drought tolerance, which is part of the reason why it's so broadly adapted. But other than that, high yielding variety. Obviously yield pays the bills, so it's got to yield, and that's what this variety brings to the table. So you want to talk about the disease package a little bit, Andrew?
Yeah, so out of the gate, WB-Grainfield had a very good fungal disease package for leaf rust and stripe rust, but over the years we've seen that kind of fall off with some race changes. So backing off on those fungal disease package, that's something you want to keep in mind, and if we see that issue arise, you probably want to apply a fungicide. Overall, it's still a pretty good package, as far as leaf health goes. It's got good soil borne, that's why we see it go east, and it's been good on low pH soils as well. So yeah, it's been a great variety. Mark, what are some key watch outs for this variety?
Yeah, so some things to keep in mind management wise. Probably first and foremost, if you have neighbors that aren't very capable or very good about controlling their volunteer, this one is susceptible to wheat streak mosaic, so keep that in mind. A couple other things that I think about, you mentioned the fungal disease package, definitely going to be one of those varieties you want to pencil in a fungicide. And then probably the last thing, which is maybe not as important, but just something to consider, when we do see this under irrigation, which there are a few guys that historically have planted it under irrigation, you're going to want to spray it with the plant growth regulator because you could start to see this one lodge a little bit. So if you'd like more information about WB-Grainfield or any other WestBred variety, please feel free to talk with your local certified WestBred seed grower or dealer, or visit us on the web at www.westbred.com.